Okay, guys. Welcome to another week.
What's good?
What's going on?
Week 2.
You had a
How's your
good
weekend?
week?
Yeah, how's your weekend?
Went fast.
Yeah, very quick.
Episode 2 of the conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Why it's called conspiracy, we don't know. It is just the conspiracy. But, no,
We started off already.
just a quick snapshot story for the
Go.
advertising
That's
and
good.
whatnot. Yeah, there you go. So,
Last week's episode went down well / bad. Edit that when it comes out.
yeah.
So,
So we've got
Hey.
Connell,
hello.
we've got Dan,
Hello.
we've got Diatone,
Well, go on.
name's Ben, and we've got Glazer, the carjacker.
Glad the
Carjacker.
Glazer the carjacker. So you know.
Why are you called that?
Because Dan, because I'll have you know, I am Glazo the carjacker.
Jack's cars, didn't
Yeah,
Is
but
it
for
for a
the
living?
people listening, they're probably a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
don't
I,
worry.
don't, I don't know what you call
They're
the carjacker.
interested.
No, that's just my name, like it's just Glazo the carjacker. No, what actually? I've got the story.
he? He's born with that
No,
now.
I've got the story for how this happened.
That's actually his second name.
yeah.
I'll tell you the story. What happened was we was down Crooks, you know, our general spot. Crooks, you know where Crooks is, yeah.
Yeah, dog place.
So we went Crooks, like
What is crooks?
Crooks. It's basically Crooked House.
Cookie Dave, yeah.
Oh, the pub.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And we was just there chilling as we do.
Yeah.
And,
Cheeky babe.
basically, yeah, cheeky babe.
Yeah, cheeky.
Basically, Foley, one of
Sam
my
Foley.
mates, yeah, Sam Foley, big up Sam Foley. Basically, we was outside the car, and I just jumped in his car and literally jacked his, just ran off and went off with his car. Like.
Yeah, you didn't run off, you drove off.
Yeah, I
Yes,
drove.
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nah,
So,
he just picked up the car and ran.
so I literally got in his car and just drove off, like speeded off, like.
Oh, fair enough. Man.
Pulled up, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's just your car's got jacked, and he was like. And then the next day, my name in the group chat got changed to Glazo the carjacker.
I thought he was going to say my name in the paper then.
So
Glass at the carjacker.
Basically,
seven
Guy
kids
seen
outside.
running with
Yeah.
car in his hand.
basically, that's how I got the name Glazo the carjacker, and that's Glazo as well comes from obviously my name
Second
like
name.
yeah from Big Les Show as well. You got fucking the owl guy,
Oh, yeah.
Owly or whatever they call him. Like. Well, no, they call him Clarence Clazo.
Clarence, yeah,
They call
that's-
him Clazo. They do.
Do they?
Yeah, they call him Clazo at
Yeah,
one
nah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah,
nah.
they,
oh,
yeah,
gross,
nah,
yes.
yeah. They go up to him. Les calls. He goes, he goes, oh, fucking clowns, you fucking Clazo, you fucking crackhead or whatever.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. So
And that's the most interesting name we've got.
yeah, Clazo. So my name's just Glazo, and because I
Glass at the
Jack
carjacker.
cars.
Jack Cars like that,
Glazo
you know.
the carjacker.
Glazo the
That's
carjacker,
right.
and that's how that came about. So
Not bad. Well,
back
that-
on to
back-
today's episode.
So
anyway.
Dan, how
No.
did you get the name Jihadi?
Oh,
we saw.
Well,
didn't.
Hey.
well, it was you lot, really, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I blamed.
Oh.
Oh,
We
no, we can't go into that.
No, we can't
We
get
love.
that.
Can't go into
Yeah.
that.
Haha, yeah, man.
Oh, he started, didn't he?
I don't think he
No, he
started.
didn't
I think
start it, we started
I
it.
think Ben started it. Other Ben,
Other
who's
Ben.
now
Ben-
left, who's now deceased.
he's
Big up
deceased.
Ben
Oh,
Griffin.
yeah.
Big
Griffin.
up.
Passed
Ben-
away a
Rest
few
in
weeks
peace.
ago.
Rest
Yeah,
in
rest
peace.
in peace, Ben Griffin. Like, yeah.
Oh well.
Well, last week's episode was a bit serious, wasn't it?
While we're there, we might as well shout out Alpha Jeffs.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit,
think
Alpha
Jeff, yeah,
Jeffs.
we'll give him a shout out. As
We've
well,
lost
like.
a lot of good people this last
Yeah,
year.
it was. Yeah, they would have. We would have loved for them to be here. But,
Maybe they can be here.
Maybe.
Come back on in the future.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get some guest appearances. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
basically,
do
what
that.
happened was Dan just happens to have darker skin, and he come into college one day and he left his bag somewhere.
Thought it was a bomb.
Yeah, Ben just straight a jihadi like. I mean, you know,
Brilliant.
Just some mild racism.
but you know, it's not racism. Like, it's not
Not bad.
racism. It's
Wait,
just
so-
It's just a bit of banter.
yeah, it's just a bit of banter. You know, there's always one person in the group that's the butt of the joke.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be
And
done.
in ours, it's rap.
As long as it's not took
That's
to
it.
heart.
I mean,
it's
last
just
week's
a bit of a
episode
joke,
was a bit
it's
serious, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Politics and all.
yeah. Well, because that's what happens in our classes. Sometimes we'll sit there and we'll just start talking about random stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's
instead, now we're recording it.
that's what's good about our group, though.
Oh, we
We're
can
very,
talk
We're
for
very
hours.
we're very open-minded.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
fine.
If we get
Very
everyone in the class in
open-minded.
here, this will be like a 5-hour podcast.
Oh yeah. If we got
Oh,
if we got
yeah.
everyone.
Go on.
Yeah.
It wouldn't stop.
If we had everyone, it
We
would
should be
a
able
different
to like record our chats while we're up in the other room.
story. Yeah.
Oh.
If we could record that, like
Just
if we
stuff that
if we
come
recorded
out with.
Friday's chat when we started talking about the sword of Arrow or whatever. We went on to the topic of bloody sword of Arrow.
Empires.
Yeah, we were talking about the empires, biggest
Ottoman
empire.
Empire.
Yeah. It got insane. It did.
It's a bit rough, really.
It
isn't
got
it?
insane, but anyway, I think Connell's got some topics for us to
Well, basically, Louis, I've been scouring the web, looking for some.
as you do.
Oh, of course, looking for some pretty nutty news stories that I thought I'd tell
Pretty
you about.
skits, like
Oh,
skit
we-
stuff.
oh,
yeah.
it's not good.
Oh, just let us know.
Well,
then, what you
basically,
got.
this week Tesco have been in the eye of the news
Oh.
over outrage over the instructions on the trolleys.
Oh, you know what? I saw something about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Apparently, the trolleys are now sexist.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, they are.
How does
You
that
are-
work?
well-
How does that work?
It does, and I'll tell you. It's basically eagle-eyed shoppers, according to the Daily Mirror. So no, this is top quality journalism. Eagle-eyed shoppers have noticed something with the trolleys at Tesco, and the instructions on them says, "Don't let your children climb all over them, and don't turn your back on the trolley while your child is sat in them." Now, obviously, that's common sense in it, really,
Yeah, but why?
because it's sexist.
Yeah, but I saw an
But
article
how-
talking about these trolleys having sexist comments on them.
Well,
But what's sexist about them?
one shopper pointed out it's all aimed at women, but it's not.
No, the
it's-
problem is the common sense has gone too far. Well, no, it hasn't gone too far. It hasn't gone far enough.
Yeah.
There's not enough people that can just look at someone and think of, oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Like you
something
need a
wrong.
sign.
Like, if
for
I have a
everything.
kid, I'll go shopping with him.
You bang him in a trolley.
He's in the trolley. He sits in the trolley. You know what I mean?
You bang him in a trolley.
Bang him.
You bang him in
I
the
tie
trolley.
him
and
up.
that's it.
I walk around the shop.
I don't think you tie your kid up. Colin. I don't think you'd be doing those kind of things.
Oh,
But you do bang him in the trolley though.
He goes in the trolley.
Admittedly, I have seen pretty bad situations of kids jumping out of trolleys.
What? What?
Have you never,
Go on.
you've never been like, walking around Asda or something and a kid just jumped out of a trolley? Like,
No.
and the parents
Steals a
going
loaf
crazy.
and runs out
Oh
the
no,
shop.
where I work, oh, I've seen some funny things. But they'll bring in, they've got, I don't know, 3 kids or something.
Where'd you work?
PC World,
Oh.
good old big up Curry's PC World. Basically, I've seen people coming in like families and they lose the kids in the store. And there's literally 3 kids or something running around the store with us. And because there's kids just running around the store, the parents are going crazy. It was just pretty. You okay? They almost fell over his chair. So it's pretty funny to be honest. I was literally just. Well, it's not funny because it's pretty dark in
Oh,
the
yeah,
situation, but
yeah,
they're
yeah.
literally, the parents just go. I ask them if they're okay, and they go, "Oh, I just lost my kids." They just casually say, "Oh, I just lost my
Oh
kids."
yeah, like they don't care. Like,
Yeah.
like they go out to lose the kids.
So what else you got, Connor? What
Come
else you
on.
got?
I've
You have
got
some more
a
for
few
us?
other ones. This one, I don't know how this is possible, but the news. I'll tell you the title. It's cow hit by train lands on farmer's wife.
Oh god.
Oh God.
Go on,
Was
explain
that in
that
Turkey?
one then,
Was
go
that in
on.
Turkey? Was it?
It was in Turkey. I think I've already told you.
I don't think there's train regulations in Turkey, is there?
I'll tell
Do they have any health and safety in Turkey?
Anything happens in Turkey.
Anything goes in Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey's a rough place.
So you're telling me, is this one you're talking about how the train, it hits a cow?
Well, basically, the farmer's wife,
Oh, yeah.
took out the herd of cows
Right,
to go grazing on the
right.
grass, I'm guessing. One of them just wandered onto the railway track. Train's coming. You know, cows, they don't really know how to move out of the way of a train. Gets hit. Lands on the farmer's wife.
Yeah,
No,
but
What was the farmer's wife doing?
she was herding the cows.
Yeah, but the farmer was doing that.
No, the
No,
farmer's
no,
wife
no,
was
no.
doing that.
No, but for this to happen, all I'm saying is that the cow had to go flying.
Oh, the cow, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like, the cow must have got some
Yeah.
airtime.
Look, I've never...
Airtime.
The cow must have got airtime to hit the wife. All I was picturing was that this was on top of a hill. The cow gets hit off top of the hill, rolls down the hill,
Yeah,
and then hits
yeah,
the wife.
yeah, yeah.
Because otherwise, the cow would have had to have got airtime to land on the wife.
Airtime.
Yeah, so I've
Why
never seen
did
anyone
the
get hit by a
farmer's wife
train. but I'm
allow the
guessing
cow
you
to go
thought-
so close to the train track anyway?
Well, it's
Turkey
probably like
got
one
no
of
health and
those-
Well,
safety
yeah,
regulations.
that's true.
Health and
Is it-
safety.
It's a straggler, like, innit? Like that doesn't go into the herd. It's a straggler, innit?
What? I
Just
don't know.
wanders
Whatever them call, whatever them called. It just got it wandered off and got hit by a train.
Just a
Did the
loose
cow die though?
The cow died. The farmer's wife broke her ankle, unfortunately. Which, I mean, a cow landing on you, you fear the worst, don't you?
Oh, you're gonna feel the pain of a cow.
Oh,
If if a cow lands on you, I mean, you think the size of a cow that lands on you.
cows are big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They are.
I wonder how the farmers. I wonder how the husband felt.
What? He comes out and finds a cow on top of his wife.
That's my job, you bastards.
Oh,
Oh,
but you
come
do
on.
hear stories of like, I know, like a horse falling on someone and it literally breaks the bones instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And these animals are huge. But
Fucking
have you heard the thing about cows? Right, you know when they're lying there.
Yeah.
Do you know why they're doing it?
What?
No, it's not just to lie down.
Wait, lying down.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because
they're
they
just-
sleep standing up, don't they? Cows.
Yeah, but when they lie down, right, it's to keep the area where they're lying dry. They know, they can sense when it's going to rain.
Really?
Yeah,
You what? Say that
literally-
again. say
I've
that
read
again.
it. So when a cow is lying down,
Wait,
right,
what? No.
when it collapses down onto the floor, right, so the grass underneath it stays dry, obviously, because they're sitting on it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they do it because they can sense it's going to rain, and they just lie in that area so they can stay in a dry.
Why don't
patch.
we use them for the weather?
Yeah. Why don't cows work at news stations then? Cows should be weather people.
Cow's not really working. It's just like the 6 o'clock news. A cow is just lying on the
What?
floor. Go, oh,
Exactly.
No, they
Into
have
a-
to get a patch of grass though. They'll just get a little patch of grass for the cow. And then as soon as that cow lies down, it knows it's coming.
Yeah, they know it's gonna rain.
they
That's
need a
accurate then.
skylight.
Nah,
There.
you know what else is like? It's when it's like when Peter Kay says in his show, dinner ladies, they can feel the rain coming. Have you ever seen Peter
Nah.
Kay's show?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
it's
can
like get everyone to run
they can,
inside.
they
yeah,
can
they
sense
can
the rain coming. It's spitting, it's spitting.
Wet play, wet play.
They can sense the rain coming. They can feel it, and it's the same with cows. They can literally they know when it's going to rain, so they lie down to keep that grass underneath dry, and that's when animals are smarter than us.
But why do
Yeah.
they need to keep that part dry?
Well,
Just to eat.
To
well,
eat
Dan,
more
if you
stuff,
if you think about
Sure,
it,
innit?
if you was a cow, you're in the open all the time, and then when you want to go and lie down, you'd rather lie on a dry patch than a wet patch, wouldn't you? So that's
true.
why they
That-
lie down.
yeah,
They
true.
keep it dry, and plus they eat grass. So.
Never knew cows were that fussy, but yeah.
That's all I've heard. You could class it as a conspiracy.
We got any more conspiracies?
Not about cows.
No.
Not about
I think we had
cows.
enough cows for today.
Dan, quick, what do cows drink?
Water,
Whoa!
Oh,
Nearly.
nearly.
What was you about to say
Nearly.
then?
milk.
That would be incest, but whatever.
Wait, hold on.
Have you ever actually milked a cow? Though?
No.
Of that.
I'll
Oh,
milk
actually,
the
no,
fake
no.
one at Dudley Zoo.
Oh, I have actually.
Yeah. Big up Dudley Zoo. Big up DZ.
Sponsor us.
Yep, Dudley Zoo sponsors it. No, actually, no, fuck Dudley Zoo, because if you go in there, there's a big sign saying funded by the European Union.
It doesn't, does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you not seen that
Not
sign?
anymore.
You walk in, straight on your left, there's a big glass panel funded by the European Union, and every time I walk in, I just flip it off. Like.
All right. Have you got anything else?
I have got something else actually.
Yep.
This one's not as weird as the cow landed on the farmer's wife, but
Impressive,
It's
though.
bad. It's
That cow one is impressive.
that is,
It is.
that's
Brilliant.
probably the top
It's a
one.
sad story, but it's impressive.
Oh yeah.
It's sad.
This one's it's nice, but it's weird. A couple were married in a hospital toilet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain that one then.
Well, basically, the groom's mum is in hospital. She's not doing very well. So basically, the doctor gave her not long to live. So it's quite sad.
Right.
And
Oh, so
They-
it's like a quick wedding, basically.
yeah, a
before
quick
she
wedding.
dies.
Like they needed to be married on that day,
Yeah.
or they wouldn't have been able to get another marriage license for 45 days,
Right.
and they didn't know how long it was going to last.
Okay.
The mom. So basically, they got. I don't know whether they got a minister down. Who knows?
You mean a priest?
A minister.
A minister isn't a minister like what they go in Parliament?
Yeah, I thought so.
I thought ministers marry people.
But
No,
why in
It's
a,
a priest, isn't
Is it?
but why in a toilet though? Like
Uh,
in all places.
Why
in
wouldn't they
hospital.
marry him next to the mother's bed?
That's what I was.
That-
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
why in
thinking.
the toilet?
Hang on, let me explain. Let me
No,
finish on. Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
No, did they take the mother to the toilet as well? 'Cause
Yeah,
she-
why
Yes,
would you
it's-
do
yes,
that?
I see it.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I've seen it in films before or stuff when they get married next to the mom or something, but it's in the bed. It's all in the same room.
Oh yeah.
Why would they
was
go
it in
through the
to-
effort to
why
move
was it in
them
the
to
toilet like? Did they move the mother to the toilet?
Was
I
she
th- I
like
think it was a-
mid shit or something, and
no,
then they
so-
decided to get married?
No, the person
What?
who signed the marriage license was actually the groom's mom, so she needed to be there. So they had to do it at the hospital.
Oh, so she was a witness.
But why
She
in the
was a witness.
toilet?
Ah.
I don't know why the
Why
toilet.
couldn't they just pick
Why
another
couldn't they
Wait,
in the
witness?
ward?
Connor, was it the NHS? Was it in the UK?
I'm pretty sure this was in the UK. Yeah.
Well, that does prove that the NHS is a shambles. They've run out of that much space now that you have to get married in the bog.
For God's sake.
What can I say?
God.
Well, it happened in the women's bathroom. That's any consolation.
Well,
Oh.
that's even more wrong because the guy shouldn't have been there, obviously.
You had to stand outside.
He had to stand outside just with the door open. He had to he just had to open the door. Couldn't, obviously, just a little small gap so he could speak his vowels through the little gap in the door.
Well,
For God's sake.
basically, the news article ends with a quote. I'm not sure who by. Probably the person who married them, the priest slash minister, whatever you want. It says, I congratulate them both and wish the mothers continued health, which is quite nice.
And what's the date on that article?
All the days.
Because if she didn't have long to live, she might be dead. She might have kicked the bucket by now. She might have kicked the bucket
I
by now.
doubt you kicked the bucket.
Oh, that's dark, man. That is.
Well, there might have been well, usually in the toilets in the NHS, they've got a bucket to shit in.
I'm not sure when this was there, so most likely she is.
Oh, wow.
Which is sad.
Well, rest in peace.
That's RIP, yeah.
What? She dead now?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, that seems like quite.
If she was
thing.
not given that lung, that the people had to get married that day, it just shows that she wouldn't have been lung.
Oh yeah.
You got anything else, Colin?
No, that's it.
That it for now?
That's it.
Is that it for this week?
Yeah.
No. That's for his weird and wonderful articles that we're gonna.
It took a while to find them as well.
He searched high and low for them. He searched high and low for them ones.
So, has anyone else got anything?
No.
Anyone see anything decent this weekend? Watch anything?
No, not really.
Oh, I did watch Now You See Me 1 and 2.
Oh, those are
Good
actually
films.
great.
Have you two seen them?
No.
It proper makes you think.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you got a small brain like you.
We're doing Glasgow, the carjacking movie review then.
Yeah, well, I can do some movie
Go on,
reviews.
do
Yeah.
some.
So I mean, Now You See Me 1 and 2, it's got Mark Ruffalo in,
Oh yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg, or however you say his last name, Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's already a big shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the bald guy called?
There's
Bald
the
guy.
one bald guy.
There's a lot
in
of
the
bald
Yeah, there's
guys.
always one bald guy in these
Don't know
films.
what his
I don't
name
know what
is.
his name is. I saw it yesterday. I can't
Bruce
remember.
Willis.
He's a weird guy. No.
Vin Diesel.
He was in the Hunger Games.
Oh.
He
Oh, I've
plays,
seen
he plays the part in Hunger Games. I can't remember that
Oh,
either.
explain the plot then.
So basically, it's about
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. That's
Oh,
it.
weird.
That's Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson.
yeah.
So basically, the plot is, it starts off with these. You just see these four magicians doing their general street magic and stuff.
Yeah.
But then them sick magicians, like the one that same level as Penn and Teller, like Penn and Teller. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them uses it to rob people, don't they?
Yeah. The one guy, he does tricks, and he says he does a card trick, and he says if you no, he does a spoon. He bends a spoon. He does, but he's got spoons up his sleeve and whatnot.
Oh,
He
yeah.
says if you know how I did this trick, I'll give you $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
So if someone works out how he does the trick, he gives him the $100, but in the same process, he robs the guy's wallet and watch and all his cards.
Really?
Yeah, he's fucking sick. So either way, they all get invited, all these magicians, to this main place they do, and it's all from the Eye. This not an organisation, but it is called the Eye, from back in the Egyptian times, called the Eye of Horus.
Oh,
Ah,
And
yeah.
basically, they say the story is that the Eye of Horus in the Egyptians' time, they used sleight of hand to rob fruit from the rich people to give to the poor people. That's what the story is in the film.
Yeah.
So long story cut short, they get together, they become they become the Four Horsemen. They do fucking sick magic shows. They do the big magic show. They rob $3 million, don't they?
Yeah.
They rob $3 million from a bank. That's in France.
Well-
They're in Las Vegas. They robbed the money from France.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's fucking sick.
What would you give it out of 10?
Oh, I'd give the first one a solid 7 or 8. I would.
I'd
did
say
this,
8. Yeah.
when did this come out?
Oh, 2012. Something like that.
Yeah.
And the second one came out like 2016.
I've never heard of
No,
that.
you
I've
see me.
never heard of it.
It's,
Never heard
the
of it.
second one's got Daniel Radcliffe in.
Well, is that
Yeah,
the one where
the
they had
great
like
film.
that poker card and they had to get it round the guards?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen
You've seen
this
the clip of
I've
that,
seen
yeah.
the clip.
Oh,
They-
that's
the
nice.
second one, they have to get that's probably the best scene. They literally, I mean, it's a bit far fetched.
Yeah,
They
very
then using
far-fetched.
sleight of hand of flicking cards to each other
Oh,
and
yeah,
getting through the
yeah.
metal detector. Like, I think the first one's probably better than the second one, but I think the second one's more. It's longer. It's got some good stuff.
What'd
in
you
it,
give that out of 10?
but I'll probably give that one a 6, maybe.
6.
The
I'd
first
say
one's a
8
solid.
for the first
yeah.
one, 7 for the second. Because I still
Yeah.
think the second one's quite good.
Yeah, it was still pretty good, but the first one's got, I think, better special effects.
Yeah. It's the endings that make both the films. It's the
Yeah.
catches at the end.
Yeah, the twists do make the films.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we won't spoil it for anyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's spoiler-free
I've
content.
seen
innit?
it.
Spoiler-free content, but I do recommend watching it.
Yeah.
I watched Taken as well. Taken.
That's a film that I've never seen.
Never seen
I've
Taken.
never seen. No.
Have you never seen
Liam
Taken?
Neeson, innit?
You've seen Taken, though. How have you three never seen Taken?
I don't know. It's just not.
Sick film.
I don't.
Is that it for this week's movie review then?
I'd give.
not really
well,
into action
Taken. You know what the story is?
Oh,
That
but
basically
we watched
his daughter
Taken.
gets taken. Like.
We watch Taken, then we'll come back and review that next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Then
next
we'll have a
week.
chat
Yeah.
about that. I'd give that I'd probably give that a 7.
7 as well.
Yeah, I'd probably give that a 7.
So 2
I haven't
films to
watched
watch.
them, but I know there's more than one take.
There's about 3.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
which-
that will finish movie reviews for this week.
Reviews.
Dun 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 dun.
Is that the jingle for it then?
Yeah, that's a jingle
on.
for movie reviews.
Family friendly content.
Brilliant.
Spoiler free as well.
Oh, should we do a TV review as well?
Of what?
What show have you watched recently?
I
The
mean,
end of the
I've-
fucking
Should we
world.
do the end of the fucking world?
Oh,
Could be fucking. Could be something else. Who knows?
I haven't watched it.
Haven't you watched
personally.
it? Should we give you a little review of it then?
I mean,
It's-
yeah.
probably one of the best series I've watched
Bet-
in a while.
Really?
I'm honestly 9 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Best soundtrack on.
I mean, it depends if you're into that stuff though. 'Cause
Oh,
it
it
can
is-
be seen quite dark.
it's
can't it?
weird. It is weird.
It's
but
very weird.
Yeah, but I'm a dark geezer.
It's like two psychos, pretty much.
Or just two
Oh, I've got to
psychopaths.
watch that then.
Yeah,
I love stuff
it is
like that,
brilliant.
yeah.
If you want to see dark comedy, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
That's dark comedy.
Have you
like-
watched American Psycho?
No.
No.
Oh, you've got to watch
No,
that.
Should we
don't.
give
That's-
them like
that's film
a
reviews, isn't it?
blurb?
I know, I
A
know.
blurb
but,
of the end of the fucking world.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the plot, how it goes.
So
Without,
basically,
without spoil, I'll
Okay.
spoiler free.
there's a man, not a man. There's a child.
Well,
there's not a
He's
child.
like 17 and
He's a 17.
Well, from what I know, it's they go out on a trip or whatever.
Sort
and,
of.
And he wants to kill her. He
Yeah,
knows that
yeah.
he wants to kill
Yeah.
her,
yeah, yeah.
but she doesn't obviously know this. And then I don't think he ends up killing her anyway.
Well,
No.
I don't. But obviously, we won't talk about that.
I won't.
yeah,
I won't go into too much detail because
Because-
it will ruin it. But obviously,
But obviously, what I'm seeing is that
They
end
both
up-
just want to get out of the
Yeah.
town, basically.
teenage lad, teenage girl, teenage lad pulling above his weight,
Yeah, yeah,
massively.
Yeah, yeah.
massively pulling above his weight. Going on a little road trip after punching his dad in the face,
And robbing his car.
robbing his car. Going a little drive, crashed the car into a tree. That's not good, is it?
No.
Then meets a lot of strangers along the way.
Yeah.
He
He
falls,
gets touched up by a guy.
he gets touched by a guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Dan's interested.
Like
That's
at
it
the
then.
urinal, the guy grabs his hand and puts it on his penis.
Fucking hell.
Jesus.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucked. That's fucking skid.
Obviously,
Shit like that is just,
something happened younger, so he doesn't really know how to feel pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
So
And then-
basically, he's like emotionally scarred.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he falls in love with her, and then
The girl that he was planning on killing.
that was weird how Finn said that. But we know,
Yeah.
so the person who got killed was the uncle of a friend of ours, which is
Yeah.
a bit weird.
Yeah. Like they end up in this guy's house, but I don't want to spoil.
No.
much.
How long is end of the fucking?
Honestly, the whole thing's about 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
3 hours.
8
Yeah.
episodes, is
It's
it?
8 episodes.
8 episodes and they're 20 minutes each.
Oh, geez, I could watch that in like.
What-
three
Yeah,
days.
watch
I
it.
banged it
I'll
out in
watch
a
that,
night.
yeah.
Well,
Bang it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, after I've uploaded this, of course. This is the
Oh, yeah.
priorities. Get my priorities right.
yeah.
You know,
So-
I will give that a tinkle.
So I'll give the show a 9 out of 10 and the soundtrack a 9.5 out of 10.
If you want to watch something about psychopaths and Mindhunter, me and Ben were talking about it a few weeks ago. Mindhunter,
Oh yeah.
but it's like 1980s FBI agents. They literally go into the stories of psychopaths that have killed the families and stuff and eaten their own families.
What the fuck?
Mate, that is intense.
Man.
This
That
is turning
good.
into like a film review thing now, isn't it?
yeah.
No, it's a TV show.
It's getting serious.
It's a TV show, Netflix own. I'd give that a solid 8 or 9. I would.
Uh,
But the best TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. I mean,
Oh yeah.
honestly,
Oh,
never
yeah.
I've
watched
never
it.
seen it.
Never watched it.
Oh,
you got to.
you're
It's one of
missing
the
out,
things you
lads.
got to be putting your time. Yeah, it
I,
does make
I know
sense.
it's something you gotta watch.
It leaves a gaping hole
It's
inside
with the
of it.
same of Game of Thrones, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
I watched a few episodes of Game of Thrones and I just didn't get into it.
I don't know if
Did
it's
you
my
like
type
it?
of thing or not.
No,
man.
no. The first season, it's a bit slow, but near the end of the first season, you start to get into it.
I don't know if
Near
it's
the
my
end.
type of thing, man.
But trust me, it'll be. It's good.
Should we leave that for next week?
That's
Yeah,
the end of
we'll
TV.
carry on the-
That's the end of
That's
TV.
the end of TV
reviews.
and film
That's the
review.
end of TV reviews. Isn't it?
Did he do the jingle again?
Dun, 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 dun.
Cheers. Brilliant. Right, what else you got?
Don't know what
The main conspiracy theory ever. You know what it is.
Did Bush do 9/11?
There you are. Brilliant.
On
to the topic.
Oh.
Didn't even need any communication for that whatsoever.
Well, all I'm saying is jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Oh.
Exactly.
You are.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Oh yeah.
Bloody hell, Dan.
It took a while.
Bloody hell.
clueless.
This geezer.
Go on, Dan.
But at the end of the day, what happened was they needed a reason to send the military into
Iraq.
Iraq.
Dick Cheney made money off the Iraq War.
I swear you said this last week.
I said that last week.
Yeah.
I said that this week as well.
This week you was asking me the question. Last week you made the statement.
Yeah.
Two different things there.
Ooh.
So, but either way, Bush was behind it. Well, actually, Bush wasn't behind it. Bush was the puppet. There's bigger people than the government. There's bigger people than Bush. There's bigger people than Theresa May. The elites. The elitists.
Oh yeah.
They are powerful fuckers.
To be fair, that one of the main reasons I think it was done was obviously the planes crashed into the building.
No shit.
Buildings fell down. And hold on, the terrorist passports just lying on the floor, middle of Manhattan. That's a bit handy, isn't it? Brilliant. I love that.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found the terrorist passport.
Yeah, but you know
in
what?
the streets of
You
Manhattan.
know what was handy? 3 planes get robbed. 2 crash into Twin Towers.
Yeah.
The third one
There's 4.
crashes.
Nah, there was 4.
There was
Oh yeah, the 4th one got
hit
took
the
over.
Pentagon.
Yeah, the 4th one went into the sea or the ocean, whatever.
I swear one crashed in Pennsylvania.
I don't know, but the civilians
No,
took
no,
it back
no,
over.
two hit the towers.
Yeah, one hit
One
the
hit the
Pentagon,
Pentagon,
and the
and
4th
one hit
one.
in the field.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because
the
the
field.
civilians took it
they
back
fought
over.
Yeah.
But it's just the one in the Pentagon. There's no footage of that plane hitting the Pentagon,
Yeah.
Oh,
and somehow, ideally, it hits the exact spot where all the files are kept on every single thing.
That's handy.
That
innit?
it, how handy is
That's,
that?
well, that sounds weird.
That's a coincidence.
They
isn't
did
it?
their research.
Oh yeah, and then but there's no pictures of the plane hitting it. There's no video evidence of it hitting
Yeah.
it. Even though this is the Pentagon, the most one of the the
There's
high tech
cameras everywhere.
That's what I mean. And there's no video evidence of a plane going into it. But there's a big hole in there,
Oh, yeah.
and all the files that they that proved everything. Oh well,
So it's like
they've been burnt. That's it. There's nothing we can do about it
I
now.
saw something about people saying the Las Vegas shooting. They've got cameras everywhere. But hold
Yeah.
on, where's the shooter? I
The
don't
last,
see him.
that was the one with the concert, wasn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Las Vegas shooting, a guy walks into a hotel. He's got 2 big black duffel bags filled with guns, and he just walks into a hotel.
Yeah,
gets his,
I don't get
gets his key.
how no one had caught him out.
Have you seen
or
the photos
anything
of the
like
room?
Yeah, with the guns
Yeah.
everywhere.
Dark,
Yeah.
dark. But back onto Twin Towers, so the planes crash into the top of the buildings.
Yeah.
Then, however long after, the buildings collapsed.
Yeah.
There's no way they should have collapsed.
Well,
that?
I
No,
think
they shouldn't because of how the planes hit the top. It wouldn't have made.
Especially how it collapsed. Maybe feel like the top fell off a bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Well, I don't think a plane alone will make the whole building collapse.
No,
I, think
it
there were,
wouldn't.
I think there were bombs underneath the
Yeah,
building.
Yeah,
There
definitely.
was-
Especially with what
These
how
are the most.
it was cut.
You know, you see like buildings. Like have you seen those like videos of demolition?
Yeah.
When the buildings just go all the way down, they have a bomb underneath,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think they have a bomb.
The thing was, the building was built. It was built from the inside, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Or from no, it was
I
built from the
believe so,
outside.
yeah.
It was built from the outside.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The steel. It was the strongest steel. It was built from the outside.
Yeah.
There was no way. It was built so it couldn't collapse at all. There was
Yeah.
nothing that could collapse it because it was built from the outside. That's why it had all the big, big iron things going down it. It's just
Yeah.
massive
Like,
structures.
no matter what, that's not coming
Yeah,
down.
and the fact that it collapsed straight down.
Especially like a small,
Yeah.
short amount of time.
Yeah,
for
straight
steel.
down. And the plane. I mean, people say, "Oh yeah, well, the plane went in and it melted." Nah, jet fuel
No.
can't
Yeah,
melt
no.
steel.
Come on. No.
I mean, there's videos of explosions in the building after.
Yeah, and then but I mean, people say, "Oh well, yeah, it can bend the steel,"
of course, it can bend the steel, but
but
bend steel is gonna fall like 60
Yeah, it's not
stories
gonna make a
through.
hole.
as that's what I mean.
nothing.
It would have toppled.
Yeah.
This collapsed it down.
Yeah.
It looks like 100% a controlled demolition.
Well, I think the
explosion.
building would partially just fall down, not the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just partially fall down. Yeah.
I mean, even if like the top was all burnt and maybe jet fuel did melt steel beams, the steel beams that weren't burnt.
yeah. How you think how tall these buildings were? What about all the structure underneath?
Yeah.
that wasn't touched. It wasn't touched. But yeah, it's still
It's
collapsed.
gone.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
the fuck did that happen? And
know,
people
that's
still believe, oh well, yeah, terrorists fucking took it.
Yeah,
Well,
stupid.
well, one thing,
Well,
Bin
no,
Laden
well,
was
I do
part of the
believe-
CIA.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It is on file that he was a CIA agent. at
Well,
one
you've
point.
got to look back in the 80s, the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, and the Americans basically supported the Mujahideen in Afghanistan,
Yeah,
which is the Taliban, and they're fighting against them now
Yeah.
in Afghanistan. So it's weird.
yeah, but they
Really
started a war that they could never win
Oh yeah.
because they're still fighting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But the Americans, they did it, one for the oil because they needed that, 2 because they needed a reason to freeze money again, and the elitists.
We've got serious again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
we're
what
just
I-
open-minded.
Yeah,
That's
this
what it
is this is the
That's
main
it.
this is the main section.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
This is the
Conspiracy.
midsection, like
The
Yeah.
midsection.
the midsection.
Hence
like.
why we call it conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Get it right.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, at least say our
Conspiracy.
fucking name right.
Conspiracy.
No offense meant to be taken though.
No, none of course.
But leave your comments about 9/11 below.
If anyone's listening,
Yeah, if anyone listens to
Yeah,
this,
comment your
there's no one
theories.
listening.
Yeah.
yeah, comment your ideas.
Please.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I will devote my entire life to proving 9/11 was an
You
inside
said
job.
this so many times.
Yeah.
Conspiracies are gonna be the people that sort this shit out.
Brilliant.
We're gonna sort out all the world problems with
Yeah.
this podcast.
No, yeah.
That's it.
We're gonna solve world hunger.
So what? We're probably like 15 minutes in. We've done the film review, conspiracy, the news. Should we do a little game show?
We can do.
Should we do it? Any ideas? I've got one.
Go for it.
I've got a little one. It's probably the 3rd edition. You've probably heard of the classic Rockbusters.
Rockbusters.
Like-
I don't
oh,
watch
it's-
Rockbusters.
No one watches Rockbusters, but it's a classic.
What's Rockbusters?
Okay. Rockbusters. Then you had Carl Pilkington Jr.'s Rockbusters. And my new version, Popbusters. High five.
I don't even know what we want about it.
I don't know what it is
I don't know
either.
what's going on.
Oh, I'm gonna have to explain.
Fucking.
Basically, Dan looks excited.
Yep.
I'll give you 2 initials. Could be 2 initials. Could be just 1 initial. But that 1 initial is the name of a band or an artist.
Right.
Right? And I'll give you a little cryptic clue. Mostly never cryptic, but it's a clue, and you got to try and guess the band.
So you're gonna give me two letters.
It could be Jimenez in the name.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're giving a clue to what that name
Well, I'll
is.
let you two play it first, so me and Dan can watch,
Okay.
and then.
Well, no, you can play if you know. You can play.
If I get
I'm just gonna listen. I'll just.
This
I
one,
feel like I'm gonna be bad at this.
this one's
So you
probably the
can do-
easiest
alright.
one. Like, especially how big they are at the moment. You might want to stop doing that, or you kill yourself. Right?
The chain smokers.
Well, I hadn't said the initials yet, but that's
Whoa,
what the fuck?
I thought you were gonna say initials.
I
And you
had
said
to say
some lyrics.
He's
Like,
just gone for it.
I thought you.
So you read his mind or something?
Wait, so-
Jesus Christ.
Wait, so you say some lyrics? And
No,
then-
not lyrics. I'll say a clue and then the initials of the band.
Why don't you say the initials first?
Well, I need to say the clue.
Exactly.
But Ben, I won't say the initials from now on because Ben doesn't fucking need them. Jesus.
Well, I
Christ.
wouldn't
Oh,
have
bloody
got
hell,
that. I would have got it from the initials maybe, but not the clue. Like, I'll get it now. I'll get it
Yeah,
now.
okay.
Alright.
You
It's
get
just an
it.
example I
Yeah,
already
but
knew.
yeah.
Alright, this one, it's a bit of an old band. Maybe 2000, 2003. Oh, She's Hungry. You know what to do. F. F. She's Hungry. You know what to do. F.
So it starts. The F starts with.
That's
okay,
that's the
right,
start of the band. Then.
The
F.
F. Just one word.
She's hungry.
You know
What-
what
and
to
what
do.
year are you saying?
Maybe 2000. I think I don't know if they're still around, but there's
Feeder.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
Who?
oh.
Feeder.
Who the fuck's Feeder?
Who the fuck are they?
There was quite a big band back in the
Feeder?
2000s.
Well,
Feeder.
Next.
I don't know. I haven't heard of them.
Next.
I've never heard of Feeder. I just took a wild guess.
Did you
Feed
actually?
her.
Right, Ben shouldn't play this game
Let's
anymore.
go. Next one. Let's go. Let's go next.
What, he wants to be a sailor. What is that? B. This one's obvious. This one, you know what this one is.
Bus.
This is the last one. There's only 3 a week.
Wants to be a sailor.
It's B.
It's B.
I think this one's quite
He
obvious.
wants to be a sailor.
I
What
mean-
year?
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, keep talking, and when you think
I
about
don't
it,
listen to chart music, man.
Wants
Yeah.
to be a sailor.
it's not really chart music. No matter what music you know, you listen to. Well, not. You know this person, 100%.
Man or girl?
Girl.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Um,
Beyonce.
So
Ben's got-
What the hell?
that was good. So Ben got.
fucking hell. Fucking hell, lad.
These are just bloody
That
shocking.
was good.
Yes.
Okay, Ben can do it next week then. So you got 3 out of 3
Right,
somehow.
yeah. Ben's the winner of that one, then.
Yeah, I think Ben was the
Ben's
clear
the winner
winner.
of that one. Fuck me.
What's
So
that?
ever talk about some music then? What's
Oh,
everyone listening
go on
to
then.
recently?
Some music.
Well,
Oh.
you two listen to. Well, actually, let me just give a shout out to Ditown here.
Well done, Doyton.
Yeah. This is our music, man.
Also,
You want-
shout out to Bingy Bin, our producer.
There he is, the producer of the show.
Hey, Bingy Bin.
Well, give him a clap. Well done, Tim, lads. Fair play. It's got a bit red.
Link will be in the description. So, Diton, you want to give a little explanation to what you do?
There you are, thank you.
That was very emotional.
on.
That was.
It was. That's what I do basically.
Is there anything new coming up then?
Yeah. Anything.
What's happening
It's
with
all
Diton?
secrets. All secrets. It is.
Right, Ben.
Oh,
That's all I've got to say.
and that's
Well.
the interview with Diton. Well done, Dylan. Fair play to him.
That's the best Oscar award thing we've ever seen. Yeah.
Put this in for the Sonys. No, so what,
Yeah.
Got to keep it all on the hush.
Yeah. Have you listened to anything new recently?
who's this? It's Daniel right now.
Hello.
Hello. What have you been
Listen to
listening to?
I know. I found a song by Green Day a couple
Oh,
of
yeah.
days ago called "Misery," which is on like one of their older albums, like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
No, I think it's 2000 actually. And it sounds nothing like Green Day at all. You know who Green Day, are, don't you?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
nothing like Green Day at all. It's like it's a weird song, man.
Speaking of conspiracy theories and music, Avril Lavigne.
All that Avril Lavigne.
What?
Apparently, she died and she's been replaced by a clone.
Nah, I've already heard this about
Who?
Paul McCartney.
Avril
What?
Lavigne.
Who was
Av-
that?
Apparently.
Nah,
Adam Levine.
No,
Avril.
Avril.
Who came up with that?
It's been around for years.
Have you not heard the conspiracy about Paul McCartney?
No.
No.
Apparently, Paul McCartney's been dead for years, and they replaced him ages ago. Honestly, you can search the Paul McCartney conspiracy. Apparently, he
Bollocks.
died.
Bollocks.
Apparently, he died like, and it's been a different geezer this whole time.
Nah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what.
What,
that-
he's a twin brother or something?
I don't know. Some geezer. Apparently, we don't even know what they like.
It's bollocks.
Apparently, that's what happened.
I don't know.
That's that is a real conspiracy. You can search it up. Paul McCartney.
Do you reckon Tupac's alive?
Oh,
Don't get me
Oh,
started. Tupac
God.
and bit. Oh, B.
It's
Tupac. Did he get shot? Did he?
Apparently.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to have like an whole episode on
Yeah,
this.
we'll have it-
going
we'll
like deep into.
Like, we'll have
Yeah,
a- we'll have an
yeah,
episode about
we'll
music.
save that for
Yeah,
another
music
week.
conspiracies. We'll have an episode about music conspiracies.
Oh,
But back to what we were talking about, music.
yeah.
Has anyone listened to anything? You know, I've said, you know,
I've started listening to some old stuff.
yeah, you started listening.
No.
And by some old stuff, I mean 1960.
You started listening to
That's
Bob
good.
Dylan stuff, haven't you?
Oh,
Oh,
just
Oh.
hit the mic.
oh,
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 getting a
Morrison's
bit excited.
class.
Morrison.
You can't-
You know
yeah,
Morrison,
Mor-
do you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Smiths and everything.
everyone loves
Class.
the Morrison.
Yeah.
The Smiths, brilliant.
Yeah.
What have you been listening to then?
Well, you listen to the same stuff all the time, don't you?
Yeah. All sorts of shit, man.
What's go on then?
Don't listen to that shit.
Oh, well, no, not really
What
shit.
shit?
Real music. Real music.
What
Today
shit?
it's all
Nah,
shit.
nah, it's not actually shit.
To be
Not,
fair,
not my cup of tea.
my
Really.
range is fucking mad. I can
Nah,
listen to the Smiths.
nah, to be
and then
honest,
Little
I
Pump's
was-
next in the playlist.
I was like that as well. Like I thought Morrissey, what the fuck? Then I started listening to it. I was like, oh, it's
If
pretty
you
good.
think I
You've
can
gotta be
go
more
from listening
open-minded.
to like a piece of classical music straight to hardcore
I'm
metal.
so
like,
bipolar with my
Oh.
playlist.
I can go from listening to like
yeah.
a nice bit of classical music.
I think I've got Boston Manor and Little Pump next to each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Like, hang on. If everyone goes onto Spotify,
Oh,
well, obviously Dan can't. Because Dan's no social media fan.
Yeah.
brilliant.
Like,
Well,
on your playlists, what's like the last song that was added?
Speaking of Little Pump, I tagged in something Louis the other day. He said on his Instagram 500,000 comments, and he'll upload his new song titled "He Scared
Yeah.
It." Reached 500,000 a few hours after he uploaded the picture. Bastard changed this to 800,000. Still
Oh, that's a bit
hasn't hit it. So it's a bit
So-
rough.
What's the last thing you added to your playlist, Con?
Well, it's obviously a new song from the 50 Shades movie.
Oh.
God.
With on.
We ran and Dua
Yeah,
Lipa.
yeah.
It's high. It's
Well,
Chill.
mine, funny enough, is "The Power of Love" by Huey Louie
Right.
in the news. You know that song,
Oh.
"Power of Love."
nah, man.
Don't you know "The Power of Love"?
No.
You would know "The Power of Love." I'm not going to play because copyright issues.
Oh,
Hashtag YouTube. The one before that was "Panic Station" by Muse.
oh, Muse. Yeah,
You don't like a bit of Muse, yeah.
yeah, of course.
Then the one before that was Marilyn Manson, like
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Wow.
And then I've got a bit of classical, like I've got number 13, "Dance of the Nights," and that song's about you know The Apprentice.
Oh yeah.
It's the intro music to The
Oh
Apprentice.
really?
Why has he got that on his Spotify?
That song is
Why has
actually
he got
that's
that?
what it's sick.
It's fucking weird.
And then the song after
Jesus.
that, I've got a bit of Mozart,
Fair
La
enough.
Crosse Mozart.
What have you got then?
Last one I added was "Miss You" by Major Lazer.
Hey.
Major
Lazer.
You know, I mean, fucking group chat say boys. Fuck me.
Oh no! Don't get us started on group chats.
Does anyone else have like a shitload of group chats that you're in for no
Oh
reason?
yeah, I've got
100%.
silly amounts of group
I've been
chats.
kicked for many of them.
Oh, I've
Yes,
got silly
you have.
amounts.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, I'm just a knob.
It's cunt, innit?
Yeah.
It's always part of it.
That's why I'm here. That's why we're here with Tim.
You got to elaborate. Why are you a cunt?
Oh, you know. So,
I don't think Connell's a cunt. Like, I mean,
Private matters.
yeah.
well, okay. Let me just read out the last couple of messages in this group chat.
Oh, is this ours?
No, this is
Oh,
the other one
Christ.
with
Right.
Foley and that.
Oh,
Right.
nah.
Alright, so Foley goes, listening to PK and they just watched an absolutely peak video. He'll link it in a sec. And he linked it and it was called Pussy Bong.
Pussy bong.
So I don't know what that is, but from the title, it does not sound appealing.
Did you search?
I haven't clicked onto
look
it.
at it.
Like, we could have a click onto it and have a watch if you wanted to.
No, not now.
New.
That's for later, I think.
Actually,
Keep it family-friendly content.
Yeah.
Speaking of social media, there's someone on Twitter who's a parody account called Barry Stanton.
No.
You know,
I think
I
you
told
mentioned
you.
it to me.
and basically it's a parody account of a 50-year-old man from Blackpool, and he tweets some weird shit. This is one that he put up yesterday. This is targeted at Morrison's. It says, "I am absolutely fuming with you. Brought your Morrison's value toilet roll for the first time. Buzzing to use it all day.
Buzzing to use it all
Buzzing
day.
to use it all day.
This man says buzzing to use toilet
Yeah.
roll.
First wife. Finger slips right on my arse.
Oh, Christ.
Shock and horror. Made to feel like a puff in my own home. Will not be shopping with you again."
God.
He's brilliant.
Yeah,
Oi, I've got a good debate here.
Oh.
When you're wiping, do you
Oh.
scrunch or fold?
It's
Fold.
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 Scrunch.
I'll do a bit of scrunching sometimes.
Did you
You
see
know.
his face?
Nah.
He should have brought
He's
that
like,
up.
uh-oh.
How can you
oh,
He
do
should have.
scrunch?
Why do you
Oh,
scrunch?
Scrunch.
Just if you're like trying to get off quick.
No,
If it's just a
Just
quick.
quickly fold
If
it.
it's just like a shit and run, then just
Nah.
Nah, like, if
You
I-
take your time when you're on the toilet.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's always
if I'm having a shit, I like to
big up
enjoy
my man Briar Allen.
it. Oh, we've got
yeah.
people
Big
coming
man
to the
Brian
studio.
just came in like to the
Hello.
studio.
We've got Briar.
I think Amara's got nits.
What do you
Uh,
got? Right, how long is left? Right,
we've got I think we've got about another.
a few
we've got,
minutes.
yeah, we've got another few
Should we
minutes.
do one more before we leave? One
I
more
was
conspiracy.
literally there was something on my mind a second ago.
Go on, just
and,
get it out.
I can't. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. You know, you were talking about the Twitter thing, talking about Tesco toilet paper and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've seen. You've seen this stuff like, someone like ordered. They had a pizza from Asda, or they've ordered a pizza from Domino's,
Yeah.
and they opened the box the wrong way around, and they,
empty.
they
Yeah,
think there's no
yeah.
toppings on it
Oh.
or nothing, and they start complaining, and then like you seen like the prank call videos, they ring them back up. There's nothing on my pizza, like the Asda one.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Oh, don't worry, I opened it the wrong way around." Like,
Just how are some
Oh.
people stupid
That's-
enough
I
to
mean,
do
Some
that?
people are really stupid
oh,
nowadays.
you know, shout out Joe Morgan. You know,
Shout out Joe Morgan.
Basically, he got a pizza from Asda, right? One of the big 14-inch whoppers.
Yeah.
You know, takes it home, right? Cuts off the thing. He fucking drops it on the floor.
Oh, he doesn't.
Oh.
All you get 5 toppings on it. He drops it all over the floor, and I went, "How do you do that?" And he went, "I don't know. It just fell."
Christ. Speaking of stupid people, my dad was telling me a story about how him and his mate, my dad's mate's wife's a model, and of course models could bring models around the house for party time. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And my dad was around there,
Okay.
and you know how the stereotype models are really stupid.
Yeah.
Of course, my dad yawns, and then my dad's friend yawns. I was, oh, it's contagious, isn't it? And one of the models goes, oh, what can you catch from it?
Oh, for fuck.
Which it's a low point in life.
It hurts me head.
It hurts.
No.
How
What's
Thing
Is that a true story?
That's my dad generally 100% told
It's
me
not
that. yesterday.
models that. It's just if them blonde models.
Oh, no.
Getting at blondes there.
Oh.
No, but that's just a thing that they even say themselves. Like they just said they have a blonde moment.
Yeah.
So, but on the brighter side of things, they are all pretty fire. So
Yeah, that's the moral of today's episode.
That is-
Blondes are fit.
that
Well
that
done
is
to
some,
blondes.
that is
Well done to
something we
blondes.
can all agree on. That blonde girls are just fire.
I think we should end it on that high.
Yeah, we're gonna end it on that high note before it gets dark.
Yeah, before we start-
All right.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
thanks for
Cheers.
listening.
Nice talking to you.
Should have
That's
this week.
episode
Thanks
2
to our
over.
producer,
Peace
Ben,
out.
for the studio. Well done to Ben.
Yep. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Ben.
See you next week, mate.
See you next week.
Ta-ra.
That's the conspiracy.
Brilliant.
We're out.
Peace.
Woo!
Well, what the fuck was that?